Today I just wanted to give you an update. You guys may have heard me promise that I was going to do a review of The Inpatient. Uh, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a story as to why I haven't done it yet. For one, in England, The Inpatient only came out yesterday. But to give you a little bit of a backstory about why I haven't reviewed it yet, back in December I contacted Supermassive Games to see if they had any review codes, and they passed me on to one of Sony's publishing departments, and I got into contact with them and I spoke to them, and they said they put me on a list for the Impatient review codes. So all I had to do was wait. Anyway, skip forward to January, and I asked them again, where's the review codes, where's it coming from? Hey, knightbear, how's it going, dude? Uh, yeah, so I asked them like, where's my codes? No, nicely, obviously. I was nice about it. So I was like, what's the crack with the codes? What's going on? Can you let me know? Anyway, try and cut a long story short. They told me we will get the codes, but we won't get them till Wednesday, which is yesterday, the release day. So I waited, and we got to yesterday, and then they turned around and they said, "Oh, sorry, we don't have any codes," which is obviously exactly what I wanted to hear. So I thought, right. So yesterday I went straight on to Shop Two, and I bought the Impatient. I have to admit, after seeing AWOL's review, Nat's review, Lewis Knight's review, everybody else's review basically, because they got it like on Tuesday or Monday or earlier, uh, it kind of has me down on the game. I don't want to be. I want to reserve judgment, fair review and all. So pressing that buy button after you've heard nothing but negative comments was quite difficult. But we shall see. It's on its way. It might get here tomorrow. It might get here at the weekend. Then I've obviously got to play it. Um, Although I've heard it's quite short. So for me, it's actually quite good that it could be short because then I can actually play it and get through it. But that's why there's no Impatient review, and that's why I'm going to be late. So unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. That's just the way it is. Sometimes you get codes early, sometimes you get them late, or not at all in this case. But obviously, I wasn't going to go out and buy the game when they said that would probably give us some codes on the Wednesday, so I held off and I held off, and they didn't give us any. So that's why, if anybody's wondering, that's why I don't have the review. Uh, yeah, dude, I'm quite good, thanks. Yeah, lots going on this weekend. As I'm saying, I'm hoping for the Impatient to arrive either tomorrow or the weekend, but I'm going to be busy because outside of VR, Monster Hunter, yes. If anybody's wondered, I've been waiting for Monster Hunter, a sequel to Monster Hunter on the PlayStation because I don't really play Nintendo. Been waiting for a sequel to that for about 15 years since Monster Hunter 1 on PS2. It was me and my brother's favorite game when we were like kids and in our teens and that. So we can't wait. So I'll be playing Monster Hunter World most of the weekend. I probably will do a couple of Preaching Pals episodes because I'll be playing like my brother and friends and family, etc. So a couple of those episodes might go up, but I'll also try and fit in the Impatient. So on to the next bit of news, which is almost the exact opposite. Yeah, hell yeah, Nightbear. Damn right, Monster Hunter. Woohoo! Yes! It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to play it. I played the beta, and I really enjoyed the beta. The beta lacked a bit of progression, but yeah, the full game's going to have all that, and it's going to be awesome. But yeah, on to the second bit of news. Oh, hey, DT, nice. Yeah, man, that's what I was hovering over that buy button. I was like, everybody else has already done a review. I'm gonna be late anyway. But I thought, do you know what? Some people might not see AWOL's review, or they might not see other people's. They might end up seeing mine, or they might just be interested in my opinion for some unknown reason. Uh, and I thought, press it. Let's get that game. Let's do it professional. Let's review it. Let's keep, withhold judgment. Because I did like Until Dawn. I really did enjoy Until Dawn. I thought that was a great game. I know it's an interactive movie. I really loved Heavy Rain. I bought Hidden Agenda over Christmas, and my family and that were all playing it at Christmas, and we were enjoying that. So I do have a history of enjoying these games. Um, from what I've heard, it just makes you seem like, oh no. AWOL, what's up, bro? Hey, nice. Wow, I've actually got people watching the videos. Holy crap! Normally, nobody tunes in until like later, so this is really weird. Uh, this is awesome. So yeah, my wife said I can't have any till I've come. Oh, do you know what? There's a secret here, Knightbear. There's a secret. Don't tell the missus. Oh shit! How did I mute myself? Did I just? Holy crap! I didn't even know you could do that. Don't tell the missus. That's the secret. Don't tell the missus. Because I admittedly have a whole backlog of games that was started like this and went bop, 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 and now I'm about up here. You get one game after the other game, and then another game comes out, and then you want to play that one, and before you know it, you've got this many, which is ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. I hope you can hear me because I somehow muted myself. It did say unmuted, so I'm hoping we're back. Anyway, I'll try and get back on to the next bit of news. The opposite news to the Inpatient one. The developers' catch and release of Cold Iron gave me a review copy on Tuesday, and it doesn't come out till the 30th of January. So they gave me a thanks, man. Cheers. I needed the confirmation just to be sure. Yes, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. So yeah, they gave me a review copy on Tuesday, and they gave me a full week to play it. I've already played it. I can't really say anything about it because they've embargoed it until the 30th. They say it's not an embargo because they're worried that people won't like the game or anything like that. It's an embargo literally so that everybody that does a review gets a chance to do it on the same day. So whether you're buying the game or whether you get to review the game early, you'll all get it on the same day, and all the press, everybody gets a chance to review the game on the same day. So they say they're confident in their product, and I have played it. And I really wish I could say more right now. But yeah, that review will be coming on the 30th, so I will definitely do a review. And as with all the reviews, I'll do it like this. I'll do it live because I have thought about doing like edited reviews in the past. But one of the good things about this is if I get people on like this, like you guys here, it's really cool to sort of. I like to get into the mindset of reviewing a game. Yeah, man. Thank you. Tune in on Tuesday night. I think it's Tuesday. 30th is Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. So yeah, what I like to do is I like to pretend that nobody's watching anyway. So I just do a review as if it's just for recording live. So I try to do it as if I was just doing it on my own. But if anybody joins in, I think it's really cool that I can be in the middle of reviewing a game. Then one of you guys could be like, hey, what's the controls for this? Or could you show me how the movement works? Or, you could ask questions and I can interact with you and it becomes like a live review of the game. And I really like doing that. And that was inspired by the great man himself, AWOL. I don't know if he's still watching or not. But I did like that style of reviewing, and it is cool that you can, like when I did Skyrim, I did a playthrough of Skyrim, and it was really cool on the night because people were like, "Oh, how do you turn? What button do you use this for?" And yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, you know how it is. Edited reviews are cool and they do serve a purpose. And if you watch somebody like Polish Paul, his stuff's like so succinct. I don't think I can be that succinct because, well, this video is a perfect example. Came on to do about 2 minutes worth of review. And it's probably about 20 minutes now because I'm a rambler. I do talk, I like to go on, and I like to over-explain stuff, which the missus often tell me to shut up about. But I do like to go over stuff a lot, and I like to be very thorough, and I guess that's my shtick. Never really thought about it before, but I guess if AWOL's shtick is, angry gamer, and I mean that with the greatest respect, dude, totally, because I really love your stuff. It's like zero punctuation. Mine is like, I just try to tell you everything I can think of and just nerd out and give you ridiculous amounts of information about, if you press the square button, it does this. If you press the circle button, you do this. If you do this, if you click this, so it's cool, man. Yes, from what I've heard, again, try to be professional, reserve judgment. it sounds like you may be better off waiting for it's cheap. I got it for £21. I don't know. I can't remember if you're from the US or from whereabouts you're from, mate. I can't quite remember. I do apologise, Knightbear. But I got it for £21 on Shop2, and that was including shipping. It's 23, but because I've been a member for of Shop2 for years, I get a 5% discount or something like that. I can't remember what the discount is. But it brought it down to 21, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's certainly better than oh, you're UK as well, man. All right, so you understand pounds. You understand pounds. $40. Holy crap! Holy crap! That's a lot, mind you. I guess up there in what the hell do you call your countries again? There's a name for them, isn't there? Wow, that's totally gone. $40 US. Damn, that's pricey. 40 francs, which is equivalent to $40. Holy crap, dudes, man, that's expensive. I mean, I know over here, on the UK PSN store, it's $34.99, which that riled me up the wrong way when I heard it was a 2-hour game for $34.99. And not that I don't mind 2-hour games, because this was it. I don't know if you guys read Reddit a lot. I'm on Reddit all the time. I know AWOL, you can't stand Reddit, and you've given me advice to get off Reddit, but I have to admit I'm a bit of an addict. I just want to read stuff about Rant all the time. But oh god, it sparked a huge controversy over money versus quality versus time. Oh yeah, what are your group of countries called up there? Scandinavian. That's it. I think it's Scandinavian. I don't know. I dropped out of geography in year 9, which in England we go all the way up to year 11 in school before you go to college. All right, okay, yeah, I've seen your name before, man. Yeah. I'm on Reddit a lot, far too much, to be perfectly honest. I should really not be on it that much, but I don't know. It's not, out of all the Reddits I've been on, PSVR is actually not that bad. It can be a bit toxic at times, and people can be douchebags. I did get banned off Reddit, for example, which really pissed me off one time. Excuse the language. But yeah, I guess it was my fault. But whatever. Addict. Yeah, I know. You've tried to get me off of it. You've tried to help me, but I'm still jacking up on the old Reddit there. 4 hours long doing everything. I'm a cheap... ... Do you want me to fill that in? I'm a cheap but caring and loving gentleman. Probably I'm a cheap ass gamer or something like that was where that ... went. Yeah, I've totally lost where the hell I am. Ass, the cheap ass. Yeah, I figured it might go down the ass route. Well, that sounds really dodgy. Yeah, let's pretend I didn't say that. So yeah, try to keep this video short after 30 minutes. Under 10, that's where you'd go, under 10. Yeah, that's where I was going. Yeah, I was talking about quality versus time. I'm all for, a long game like Skyrim is great. You get lost in the world and you spend forever in Skyrim. And you can spend, days and months and years in Skyrim. It's great. So it's totally worth the 30 odd pounds. But there are experiences and games that I've played which, they were only an hour, 2 hours long to actually complete it, to finish it. But wow, what a great 2 hours. Or, the developer was actually sensible and was like, do you know what? I understand how much my game is worth really to a normal gamer, and I'm only going to charge you £10. Or, maybe $14.99 or something like that. In which case I can go, yeah, that's fine. Or, if you look at the size of a development team, you've got Supermassive, who've released a bunch of stuff, really high quality games, backed by Sony, advertised up the wazoo. You expect from them a big production, which the Inpatient apparently has got great graphics and sound, etc. Do you know what? I've not tried that one yet. You recommended that very highly on your site, and I've never got round to trying that. I should really grab that when next time I see it on a sale. Oh my god, my dog. Shh. Don't you know I'm talking here? Don't you know I'm talking? Oh, it's because the girlfriend's coming in. The missus is coming in. That's why she's going crazy. I do apologize. Sorry. Yeah, so yeah, the quality of games, etc. If it's a small team that's made the game, I expect the game to be, I don't expect it to be like a super high quality like something like the Inpatient. I expect it to, look a bit where a dog's in the new patch. Yes, they are. Yep, they are. There's one. It's running around somewhere. I just can't see it. It's that fast. It's nicknamed Barry Allen. It's the Flash. Wow, that was lame. Yeah. So if you got a small team, if you have a small team of people making a game, I expect the quality, the graphics not to be as good. I expect the performance maybe to suffer a little bit. But if it's fun, I can forgive it. Megaton Railfall, exactly. That guy practically made the game on his own. He had to hire a few people towards the end, but he virtually made that game on his own over like 5 years. And I did enjoy the game. It didn't quite hit what I was. It didn't quite hit the level I was aiming for. I was aiming for what I was expecting for, based on some of the hype. However, I really did enjoy the game. I did think it was good. It was well produced. It had a few issues with depth, but the guy only charged you $9.99. So even though I do have some issues with it, I overlook them. I'm quite happy to overlook it. Yeah, exactly. You've got many hours. You can explore the universe. You can fly around. Yes, it's a bit janky at times. Yes, the depth isn't exactly. It's weird compared to every other PSVR game I've played. However, it was still a lot of fun. It was challenging, and you can do lots of different things. And the shortcomings are there, and I recognize them. But the guy only charged us $9.99 for 5 years of his life of work. $9.99. Let's just say that again. $9.99. That's all he charged. I felt like I was stealing it from the guy. That's how sort of well priced that game was. If anything, he could have charged more. He could have charged £12. He could have charged £14 or something, and you'd have still been happy with your purchase. And that's what it's about. It's when a game's quality, team size, and the length of the game. Yeah, I mean, people say that it changes the outcome, but I've played Until Dawn and I've played Heavy Rain, and you can get different endings, or you get slightly different cutscenes. And it's cool to see, because it's almost like you're watching like deleted scenes on a Blu-ray, so it's cool to see them. But at the end of the day, it all kind of turns out the same. So it's great on its first playthrough, and you do enjoy it, you do love it, etc. Like Heavy Rain, etc. And Until Dawn and Hidden Agenda, Beyond Two Souls. All those games are great, and I imagine Detroit Becoming Human as well. They offer good long experiences. 6 to 8 hours, which is way more than a movie. And you get multiple choice, which is cool because it makes you feel like you're doing something. But at the end of the day, they all do turn out kind of the same, with slightly different scenes. So you're probably not going to play it too many times unless you're trophy hunting, or unless you just really, really want to see those additional scenes. So the replay value of those games is always low. So it has to hit hard on the actual game itself. They have to deliver on this experience. If it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 8 hours, it has to be a really, really good 2 hours. If you go and watch The Room with Tommy Wiseau, hailed as one of the crappiest films ever released, right? Putting aside watching it for hilarity value, you wouldn't want to watch that over again, even if each time you watched it, it showed you a couple of additional scenes. It's like you'd just be torturing yourself over and over and over again, and seeing slightly different things, but it's still just slightly different crap things. That's all you're seeing, is just a slightly different version of crap. So they have to make sure that initial 2 hours is awesome, and it's the price. Yeah, but as long as the price matches your expectations for the game, then you're good. You're fine. If you look at a game and you go, it's made by two guys, and did it in 2 years on a $50,000 budget, you're gonna go into that game expecting it not to be much. So if it turns out to be anything other than crap, you'll be like, oh, I was quite pleasantly surprised for that, so my $9.99 was worth it. But if you've got a huge, big production game that has been hyped up the wazoo, that they're charging £30 for, and it turns out to be mediocre, even though it's technically better on every aspect than this indie game that you played, you'll always think to yourself, I've much preferred the indie game over this one. every time. And it's basically pricing, expectation, and then the end result, and putting all three together, and it's balancing them out all correctly, which is what everybody wants, you know? Yeah, exactly, dude, exactly. I mean, it does worry me a little bit now. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has thought of this, but it does worry me a little bit about Bravo Team, because Supermassive made both games, and when I saw the pricing for both games, I thought that the Inpatient was the one they had the most confidence in and was the bigger and better game, because the Inpatient on PSN was $34.99, and I think Bravo Team's $19.99. So, they consider themselves, Bravo Team, to be £14 less in value than, yeah, exactly, than the Inpatient. So suddenly it's, you know, you're looking at what they're going to produce, and you're like, I'm not sure about Bravo Team now. What's that going to be like? Is it really going to deliver? I had full confidence in Supermassive prior to this. Like I said, the Hidden Agenda, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, all good games. Hidden Agenda less so, but again, my expectations were tempered because it was one of those, you go on your mobile phone and you have to select stuff, and it was more of a social experience. But that's what I got it for. So my expectations were for a good social experience, and we all had fun over Christmas, and we were enjoying it. We haven't finished it yet, but we were enjoying it. So that may not be good as a console game, like just playing on your own, but for what it set out to do, it was delivering. So I've been happy with everything that Supermassive have put out there. They've got one game now, which I'm not. Again, I haven't reviewed it yet. I haven't played it myself. I might be completely different to AWOL, I and the other reviewers. I might be the freak. I might be the freak, the one guy that goes, "Hey, do you know what? I really like that game. It was awesome." I've no idea yet until I actually play it. But based on what I've heard, it feels like this is a misstep, possibly, and now it makes you worry about Bravo Team, because that was valued by themselves, by Sony and Supermasters themselves. They devalued that less than the Inpatient. So for me, it's like if the Inpatient didn't turn out as good as everybody's saying, then who knows? Bravo Team could be like an hour and a half experience of just doing a few levels like Time Crisis. I mean, we all know it's like Time Crisis to begin with, but what if it's only 6 levels or something like that? It's not going to last very long. 6 levels from an indie game that charges you like $7.99 or £10. You accept it and you go, yeah, I got what I paid for. I knew what I was going in for. Well, Bravo Team, Supermassive Games, it's listed it's on every Sony trailer. The Impatient, Bravo Team, every Sony trailer, like, look at us, we've got the best games ever, because it looks nice. But art's just art. I mean, look at where I'm standing now, Rec Room. Everybody raves about Rec Room and how much they love it and the social interaction. There's nothing to it. There's tiny polygons and flat shaded colours. But nobody cares. Nobody cares because the experience to them is fun. They enjoy it. It's got lots of different games. It's updated all the time. The developer's always making it better. So, it's great. And it was free. It was free. So, it's just, it comes down to expectations and what the company and the way that they market their games and the way that they try to sell you their game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're probably bottling up like, I really want to add a lot to this conversation, but I just can't. Yeah, length doesn't. See, I saw somebody on Reddit again, who was complaining about the length, 2 hours, and it's like, length doesn't equal quality. It really doesn't. I remember playing. I mean, this could be quite divisive. What I'm about to say here could be quite divisive. I don't know the type of crowd that I'm playing to here and what you like, but Doom 3. I got Doom 3 on the PC years ago, and I played that, and I reached the point in that game where I wanted it to end. I thought, surely this game is ending now. Like, I must be on the last level, because I was so fed up of the same walk down a dark corridor. Yeah, I'm walking down a corridor. Oh, there's a thing spawned behind me. Turn around, shoot it. I got a jump scare, crap my pants. Walk down a corridor, open a door. Oh, there's a one right in front of me. Shoot it, kill it. Walk down a dark corridor. Oh, it spawned behind me, killed me again. I enjoyed it for a while. The jump scares got me for a while. Then it became predictable. It became boring, and I thought, after like 12 levels or whatever it was like, this game must be finished. And yet, according to the percentage, I was like 50% complete. And I was like, really? Really? Is that as far as I've got in this game? Why is it not finished? 30 minutes in length, and you absolutely loved that. You loved that game. And it was only 30 minutes in length. But that, again, you charge a few quid for it, and you enjoy every single moment of that game. Every single moment of that game, you absolutely enjoy it from start to finish. And you raved about it. It was like your game of the month kind of thing. It was just like, it's the greatest game ever. And you didn't care that it was only 30 minutes because it was 30 quality minutes. It was 30 minutes where you put the joypad down or the move controllers or the headset down and you went, I enjoyed that game. I'm so glad that I paid money for it. I'm so glad that I played that game. Really am. Uh, an example from me, I've used this one on Reddit, is Sneaky Bears. Right? Everybody knows that I'm a stupid, for some reason, fan of Sneaky Bears. I picked it up on the US store sale for $4.99. So in English money, that's like £3 something. It's absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. I was so surprised with that game. I was expecting it to be awful. Just terrible. And I loved it. I loved every minute. However, the original retail price of that game, I think, was like £24. If I'd paid £24 for that game, then how much I love it and my rose tinted glasses would be a bit, I'm not sure on that one. Even though I still enjoyed it, it would be a little bit like, it's out of the price bracket now. If it had dropped about in price, then like it did, then it was great, and I really enjoyed every minute I played of that game. It's not super long, it's not super difficult, but I really enjoyed it. But that was because the price matched my expectations. And that's how it goes, Sometimes, like, that's why people enjoy sales, because they can pick stuff up. Yeah, share play, yeah, play so you can swap backwards and forwards on that. What was that? I missed that last comment. I paid full price for it. You paid full price for Sneaky Bears, and did you say you loved it? Yay, nay. Yeah, because I think you said you liked it. If I remember correctly, I think you said you enjoyed Sneaky Bears, even though you did pay full price for it. So yeah, I'm not down in the game. I'm just saying that for what you got, 24 was a little bit on the steep side for me. For me personally, it was a little bit on the steep side for what you actually get. But I think anything below 20 would be fine with that game. Anything below 20. Maybe 15 is maybe the most-ish. It's hard to tell because I have enjoyed it and I do look on it fondly, but I do know I only paid $4.99. So it skews my perception of how good that game is, if that makes sense. Like Dirt Rally and Resident Evil 7, they're full games in VR and not in VR, and they were expensive when they came out. They were 30 odd quid, or Dirt Rally was like £54 or something like that on the PSN store. But you get a full game from start to finish, all levels, all tracks, both in VR and not VR. So you get best of both worlds in one game. So you can't really complain. Super Hot was like $19.99. Absolutely awesome. Nobody complained about it. No one said that, the price is too much. Even though it's technically another wave shooter and it technically doesn't last that long if you don't count the endless modes or the replaying through to do like headshots and things like that. But the price matched the quality of the game, and the quality of that game was very, very high. So that's what we need to temper. That's what we need to get to. Picked up Eve for $14.99 for Eve's pretty damn good, because I remember that was pretty expensive. I don't actually have that game. I don't have Eve. Would you recommend it, AWOL? Is it a good game? That's the key for the price. Yes and no. Yes and no. Now, I haven't personally reviewed this. I'm going on what AWOL has been saying, but the Invisible Hours, he said that him and his missus had an absolutely awesome time on that game. And that's actually quite high, So again, it's not always about the replayability, because I don't know how much replayability is in something like the Invisible Hours. Other than obviously the fact that the whole idea of it is that you keep rewinding and then playing it and watching different people as they go around the house, and you can see different conversations and then piece the whole story together, etc. So it's not always about just replayability, but I get where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from. There's a whole bunch of factors basically, but it literally just comes down to expectation. And as long as it meets what is in your mind, because it's all personal, it's all subjective. My expectation is different to your expectation. You know, some people are quite happy to pay like 50 odd pound for something that lasts half an hour and is of mediocre quality. That's their choice. That's fine, and that's if that's what they want to do, that's totally fine. Uh, that's why we have like different reviews. That's why you don't just listen to me. You don't just listen to AWOL. You don't just listen to Seven Nation Gaming or Polish Paul. You like to jump between people because you want to hear the different opinions that different people have because everybody's different. So that's why you do it, and it helps you get like an average. It helps you get like a rounded thought and opinion on those games, and then you kind of see which one resonates the best with you, and then that helps your purchase decision. You know, a lot of people said Archangel was great. I've never bought it personally because I looked at it. It was on rails, which I was disappointed about because I thought you'd be able to walk freely, and it was priced very, very high. It's one of the most expensive PSVR games, so I backed away from it. Now that they've just announced that they're possibly adding multiplayer where it's not on rails and you can play against your friends and battle and yeah, exactly, exactly. Is it worth it? Yeah, exactly. Knightbear, AWOL and Knightbear, you're totally on the money. It's exactly that. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So there are people that do love the Impatient, etc. Um, and there are people that hate it. But I mean, again, I reserve judgment until I actually play it myself. Um, but yeah, going back to Archangel, now that they've added multiplayer, etc., that £34, I think it was 34.99. That feels a little bit more like, oh, okay, okay, I could, adding multiplayer, not on rails, costs a lot of development money to do that. It now feels like there's more value to that game than it had before. So I might actually be tempted to pick that up at some point. Maybe when the patch drops or whether there's a sale. I've not really seen it on sale. It doesn't seem to come on sale much. So yeah, all these different things. I think we all get the point now. I mean, I might have to retitle this video to "Where's the Inpatient? What's the cold iron use?" and "Massive rant about price versus quality" or something like that on expectations. Uh, I didn't plan on that, but that's that's why I like doing these types of videos. You know, it's you've got a plan, but you can never stick to it if people join in. Yeah, you love it. You love it, and you were happy to pay for what you paid for it. Me, you know me well. I'm a cheap ass. I I try to get the best value and the cheapest version of the game that I can. I mean, I it's the same with this channel. It's why I've started trying to get review codes from developers because the simple answer is I can't literally afford to buy every game. I just can't do it. So if I get I'll buy the ones that either uh, I think I'm gonna like or if I can sell on. So the Impatient's got a physical release, so I bought the physical release because the physical release was cheaper, and because everybody said it was a bit dodgy. If I don't like it, if I really don't like it, it goes on eBay. It's like bye bye, see you later. Thanks for the memories. Um, that's why I did that. But most of the time, if I buy a game, it's because I think I'm going to enjoy it anyway. You know, not that that not that that affects how I review a game. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's his catchphrase. I buy them so you don't have to. That's AWOL's thing. Yeah, that's his deal. And we do appreciate everybody appreciates it, man, because you must buy an absolute ton of stuff that you weren't even interested in. You like seriously just weren't interested in that game at all. So thank you very much for doing that, dude. We all appreciate it. We all say thank you for that. You taking the hit, you taking the bullet. You doing the old bodyguard, like and I will always love you. Oh, crap game. Got hit right in the heart with it. Uh, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm going insane, I think. I'm just going mental. Uh, Most of them are flat games, right? Yeah, there's that the flat game. If I read that right, the flat games where you spend the majority of your money and your PSVR games come from your sales. Yeah, I think I got that right. But that's cool. That's fine. I mean the flat games are always going to be of a higher quality because the audience is there. There are there are literally like what 10 times the amount in terms of millions of audience like people to buy those games. on the flat version. So it's less risk for a developer to develop for a flat game than a PSVR game, because at most, at absolute most, you're gonna sell what, 2 million units, and that's if you've sold your game to every single PSVR user. So that's literally 2 million's the best you can do. So when they'll be looking at the risk factor for creating a game for PSVR, they'll be going, right. We start at 2 million as our max, and then go down from there. Where on here do we think we're going to make sales? Do you think we'll sell to 50% of the audience or 25% of the audience? And then they'll work out how much money they would make from that, and then they'll decide, is it worth the financial risk to make back, I don't know, a couple of $100,000 or $1 million? You know, uh, that's how they work it. So if you've got 2 million PSVR users and you've got 60 million PS4 users, it's less risk to make a game for the PS. Because if you get 10% of the audience on PS4 and 10% of the audience on PSVR, this is 10% for PS4 and this is 10% for PSVR. it's it's a massive, huge difference in terms of reach to the audience. So that's why you'll always get higher quality games. That's why the prices will feel more justified for a flat game versus a VR game, because they can do like Shadow of War, for example, Middle Earth Shadow of War. It's massive in terms of content. It's massive in terms of scale, and just everything about it is just huge, because they don't have the limitations that the VR has, and they can also make an absolute ton of money, which they did on the first game, which they've then plowed into this game to make it even bigger and better and more awesome and everything again. So that's just economics. That's just how the games industry works. That's just how it is. So yeah, we can't expect to be getting those levels. Skyrim, people will often say, well, yeah, but Skyrim, what about Skyrim? Exactly, man. Exactly. Look at Uncharted, you know, shifts millions. Grand Theft Auto 5, GTA 5 is still selling at the top of the charts, and it's been like 6 years. They must be raking it in, absolutely raking it in. I mean, I know it's multi-platform, etc., but if they put it onto PSVR, the maximum they can get is 2 million units sold. It's the maximum, absolute maximum that they can get is 2 million units sold. You know, so it's just what we're gonna have to expect. When Skyrim is an exception, because you know to develop Skyrim they basically had to pay to convert it into VR. You're not paying for the artwork. You're not paying for the sound and the voice actors. All those guys did their job 6 years ago when it first released. So you're not paying those guys again. You're paying the guys to convert it to VR, which is why there could be more money in converting the best games from PS3 to VR. So there could be an argument to Rockstar to say, hey, put some VR development behind your PS3 version of Grand Theft Auto 5 and port the PS3 version over to VR. Yes, it's not going to look as good as the HD port that they did for the PS4 version of GTA 5, but is anybody going to care when you're going to be in like a world like this and driving cars, flying airplanes, shooting your friends, and doing all that kind of stuff? No one will give a crap. It would be the greatest game ever to some people, you know. Yeah, it's an old game. It's an old game. It's all being paid for, not only paid for, but made the money back, because Skyrim sold a ton. So they paid for it. They might have had a budget of like 120 million to make that game or something. Probably less than that. And what they'll have made, whoop, I mean, much higher than what they paid for that game. So they've made money on the game after they've released it like 85 times on every different console. You can even play it on your calculator. Exactly, dude. Exactly. It's take some good PS3 games, or like Gungrave. I think that was a PS2 game. You know, take some really good, and Zone of the Enders. That's like a PS2 game as well. Zone of the Enders, great game. But the artwork has been done, the sounds have been done. You just need to pay a development team a modest budget to convert it. Yeah, Fallout 3. Fallout 3's probably got a higher chance of making it than Fallout 4. If they can make Fallout 4, great, but they might have to downgrade a bit of it. But we are kind of PS3 graphics in PSVR. It is kind of roughly PS3 quality, which most people are happy with because it's not the graphics that you care about in VR. It's the immersion and it's the experience and it's the feeling of being there. It's the scale. It's, when I fight a giant spider, it scares the crap out of me because it's actually a giant spider. I'm actually fighting a giant spider, not something that looks like this big on the TV screen. You know? So, is that Sega? Just do all of the Fallouts, 1, 2, 3, all the way through. With Sega, yeah, Sega could do it. I mean, Magic, oh, mind you, I don't know if I'd want to do it, but imagine trying to play Sonic the Hedgehog or Golden Axe. Oh, God, bring them back, Let's get it. Let's get some Golden Axe in there. Let's get some Road Rash. How cool would it be to be on a bike and then getting a club and, like, smacking the people on the heads and whacking them off the bikes as you weave in and out of traffic? That would be absolutely awesome. Everybody would love that. That would sell an absolute bucket load. Although, to be fair, that's totally, I mean, we're just dreaming now. We're dreaming because that's going against what we were just saying before about, picking a game that's already had all of the artwork and everything done for it. That would actually be a totally new game from a back catalogue. So that's a little bit different, but I'm with you on the dreams, man, Knightbear. I'm with you on the dreams because that would be so sweet. They've got a huge back catalogue of awesome games that they could turn. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. I mean, everybody wants a nice looking game. Dino Crisis. Oh my God, I've not heard of that game for ages. Yeah. Dino Crisis, man, or House of the Dead. Stuff like that would be awesome. Yeah, Power to Road Rash. Yeah, the Dino Crisis. That's the God. I've not heard that game for a long time. There was a Star Wars one as well, where you had to you held the joystick and you had to like block Darth Vader as he was coming in, and then you could fly a TIE fighter. Oop, didn't mean to do that. You could fly a TIE fighter and stuff. That was all really cool back in the day. They could expand on that. I mean, admittedly, that's EA, and they don't give a crap about VR because of money. But yeah, House of the Dead would be cool. Again, Time Crisis itself would be cool. Anything like that would be awesome. Point Blank. I would love to see Point Blank brought back. Road Redemption, yeah, I played the early access of that on the PC and it was pretty good actually. Yeah, do you think that? Do you mean that's coming to VR, like on the Oculus or the Vive? Is that what you mean, or you just mean the game itself, Road Redemption? Because that was quite cool. Driving along, they actually have a mode where there's like a tornado in the distance and it's throwing cars at you in the landing and you gotta like weave in and out of them as you're driving down the road. I actually really enjoyed that. It was quite good, that actually. So yeah, that was a very spiritual successor to Road Rash. So yeah, anything like that. There's a whole back catalogue of stuff that we could go back to, and Point Blank in 3D or Point Blank just updated so that I'm in the world would be great. There's a load of stuff that we could do. And I've said it before as well, I don't know how possible it is because of the whole frame rate thing that you got to do in the headset, but there's loads of games where I would literally just like to play it normally, like a flat game. So I'm just sitting there with my controller and I'm playing normally, except the camera is my face. So, if I was playing like Ghost Recon Wildlands, or just PS4 game. So I was playing like Ghost Recon Wildlands, for example. It's a third-person game, but instead of, controlling the character from a TV, it would be cool if I could just look around the world and my character was there and I just was running them around. I mean, that would be awesome. It doesn't have to be first person. Just to be sitting in the world would be cool. I'm happy with that, even if I don't get to interact too much and I just have to play it with a DualShock. That's okay. It's not my preferred choice. Obviously, I like having hands. I like being able to pick stuff up. The immersion's what I really like the most. But just being in the worlds is good enough. I mean, like Moss is a great example of doing a third-person game in a way where, I am just controlling it with a controller, and I'm running the little character around, she's jumping over things, and she's fighting stuff, and I'm just the camera. I'm the observer. Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, in Moss, it's great at the very beginning, where you're in that Hogwarts-looking hall, and you can just go like that. You can just bend down and you could like look under the table. That's great. Or when you're sitting, when you're in the forest and she's running around, and you can like go like that and bend over and see where she's going, or you can turn this way or you can look under stuff to help with puzzles, and that's awesome. That's seriously awesome. Granted, I'm not really interacting much like this. I'm not really doing this kind of stuff. But it doesn't matter because I'm in the world. I'm immersed. Everywhere I look is the world. I can turn around behind me and see stuff. It's great. So that's what I'd like to see more of if they're not going to do a full-on immersive game with hands, etc. So just at least put my face and my head in the world. Robot Rescue is another example on the Playroom being put into that world. Just being seeing it. It's awesome. It does seem like that at times, AWOL. It does seem like that at times. And it's just like, yeah, you feel like you're screaming and you're banging on the glass and you're going, listen to what I've got to say, please. I've got opinions and they're valid. Listen, get off me. And yeah, I know you just want somebody to take notice of what you're saying, and it doesn't always happen. But there's a lot of games coming out this year. There's a lot of people trying new things. Firewall 0 Hour, Alvo. Um, we've got like the persistence, which was quite good with the whole procedural generation. That's a new way of trying to get more value out of the same assets, so that it costs them less to produce it. Like the artists have only got to make like say 100 rooms, and then it randomly sticks all those rooms together and keeps creating different layouts. So you feel like you're getting a new and different experience all the time, but it costs them less to make it. So it's money saving ways of development, which will help PSVR games and things like that. So it's interesting to see how people are going to be trying all these different things and all these different experiences. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this year and for all the different things that it's going to bring. Um, so we'll just have to see. And I want more PSVR features, as in insert box somewhere around about here in about 10 seconds. I'll just wait. The headset, like the London Heist with a cigar. Yes, yes, exactly. The use of like the microphone to blow the. Oh God damn it! How do I keep doing that? Is it when you put your hand to your mouth? It must be when you put your hand to your mouth. When you blow the cigar, and it uses the audio of you going to get you to blow the cigar. Things like that just suck you into the world more. Everybody loves that. I mean, I had friends come over and try I Expect You to Die, and they spent ages just sitting in the chair, picking stuff up, throwing it around, putting the cigar in the mouth, getting the thing and lighting it, things like that. I mean, if you ever watch any PC VR, every first person shooter now seems to be adopting the same type of methods of configuring your guns, and that is you look down and on your waist you have like a belt, and you like your pistol will be here and your grenade will be here and your extra magazines will be here, and you could have like a gun on your back, or you can have a gun on your side. So if you're in the world, you could go up and pick up a gun and then put it on your belt here for later. uh Alright, it only mutes the game, that's okay. Thanks, AWOL. uh so yeah, stuff like that where Arizona Sunshine kind of tried that, but it only had like the two holsters. But it's cool to just see, like let's forget about menus. As much as I love Skyrim, it's still menu based, selecting all of your weapons. It would be cool if you unsheathed your sword and you picked out your magic spell book or sack off your back, and when you opened the sack, that's when you could choose your different potions, or you could choose your different foods to eat and stuff like that, or your big broadsword, your two-handed weapons will be attached to your back, so you have to grab them and bring your sword out and stuff like that, or put your shield back or something. Let's forget more about menus and bring it more into like using the body and using your hands to grab stuff and things. AWOL might hate this though, because I know you love your DualShock, and the moves are not the most reliable at times. But for me, that's what I would like to see, is a bit more interactivity and a bit more thought into how VR can be used instead of just using traditional methods. Well, do you know what I'd like to see in the future? This, by the way, anybody that's still watching this stream or this video back, thanks for sticking this long, because this has turned into a big, huge, long ramble. Alien Isolation, love that game. Super, super scary. My heart's always like boom, 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 boom when I play that game, and that's on a flat screen. Uh, never, never mind in bloody VR. But yeah, so this stream's kind of gone off onto a rant, but which is fine. Yeah, speak, equip your favorites. Yeah, stuff like that would be awesome. Just different ways of using, getting rid of menus and using the actual world and the environment to do the stuff that you want to do. Uh, right, okay. On that note, I think I might end it here. That was an absolutely. I mean, that was a totally like. I went off plan, but that's what's the best thing about this. I really enjoyed that. It was an awesome conversation, peeps. Uh, I'll change my title of the video, but that was great, and thank you so much for contributing because like knightbear, AWOL, DT, thank you very much for joining in. Thanks for watching, and thanks for contributing to the conversation because I really enjoyed that. One of the main reasons I want to go off now is because my throat's starting to get a bit sore. Yeah, no, I'm a wuss. I'm a wuss. But yeah, man, thanks so much for joining in, and that was an awesome conversation. And you know what, you guys seem to enjoy me talking like this, and we're just having a bit of talk. So I might in the future use this as a thing to push updates out of like why am I late with a video or what's going on this week or what have you. I'm not going to be a news guy. I'm not going to try and compete with Frank and without parole and that. I don't mean that. Oh yeah, I know the dreaded phone. He's only got 10% battery left. But thanks for joining in. Yeah, I'm not going to turn it to news, but just for personal, just for this channel, just for Preacher Plays, and for keeping you guys updated on what I might be doing. I might do a bit more of this because it's quite a cool little interactive format. Just talking, you get to see me doing dodgy hand gestures and stuff, and yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was cool, and thank you very much once again for joining in, and I'll catch you guys later. Right, peace out, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.